Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Nat Walsh. Today we are going to play with a cool little stencil by Altenew. It's called a Diamond Builder stencil. Hopefully you can't hear. Someone's watching a movie in my house because I'm running late with this as per normal. Anywho, we're going to tape this down onto a Make Art station. And it's so it's not something else I have to worry about and have it moving underneath my stencil. We're going to use the magnets, obviously. Speckled egg is the first ink that we're going to use. If you haven't seen these stencils, they are really, really cool. So we're going to, there's a couple of other ones that I've got. I've got a heart one. And I'm pretty sure I've got another one. I just can't think off the top of my head which one it is. Anyway, this particular one is really good because they're all really good, but this particular one gives you the ability to use 4 colors rather than just like 2. So it has an extra sort of layer. So we've cleaned that all off. We've got our little parts, a part of our diamond going from the bottom left to the top right. So we're going to flip that over. So we're going to turn that from left to right. Line up the bits that you've already done. So it sort of makes that V, that triangular look. So I'm lining up the left hand side and I'm trying to make sure that it's not flush up against the previous ink. If you leave a 15th, a slither down on the left hand side, it helps it to, because you always can't get right to the edge of your stencil. So if you have it uncovered a little bit, and I'm literally talking about millimeters, then it gives you a nice flush up against this, up against the other piece. So you'll see there's not really any sort of, I've got the card here. I should just look at the card rather than trying to look at it. There's no sort of gap in the triangle. So now what we've done is we're going to flip this around, rotate it 180 degrees and have our little triangular pieces going down. You just need to spend a little bit of time making sure the bottom of your triangular pieces are matched up evenly. In my particular case, if you look at the card, which you can see only because I can see it, I know what I did. You can see that this piece is actually not quite, the points aren't quite together, but literally it's like a millimeter, if that. So no one's really going to see it. And if someone's going to see it, then you need to find yourself a new friend if you give this to someone, because you don't need that type of negativity in your life. It's tiny. Okay, so we've got a third color. So we've rotated it 180 degrees. So our triangles are pointing downwards. Clean that all off. And what we're going to do is rotate it left to right. So we're going to do our last remaining on that bottom left hand corner. Take a little bit of time just to even it all up, which is really, it's not that hard. Honestly, it's not that hard. And then we're going to come in with our extra color, so our withered wood. So we've used, as I forgot to tell you with the other one. So as I said before, the speckled egg was our first one. We had ice spruce. We had tumbled egg as our third color, and the fourth color is withered wood. So they're all sort of that bluey gray with a little bit of a smidge of green. You know what I mean? Like, it's not green, don't get me wrong, but that smidge of that underlying tone. But I like all these colours. The brightest one is the tumbled glass with just some variations and a big reveal. Oh. So it gives it that really 3D look, and it's really, frankly, it's really, really cool. I like it. I'm quite enjoying it. You could have, like, the top half could be the part of the diamond, part of the triangle, that top part of the triangle. The bottom half could have like just a couple picked out with the fourth color could just be like, kill with 3, 4, 5. I mean, uneven's better than even, but you know what I mean. That would be really, really cool. I was thinking about whether I have another piece that I tried, my practice piece, that is not that wonderful. Die cut it. Use it up. Don't throw it out. Use it up, because you're never going to see it that you've totally fluffed it up. You know what I mean? So I've die cut all these hello. This is my favorite things, happy hellos. It's an older one. Use what you've got. Don't worry about trying to get exactly what I got. But just use what you've got. Hello, hugs, whatever. Hi. So what I've done is I've cut 3 each of these letters with white cardstock and then 1 in black. So the black is going to be our top layer, and the black actually has some double-sided tape on it to make it all sticky. So I think I've had scraps from an album, and I've just put a strip of double-sided tape down to make a sticky back piece. So with the glue, you just have to move it around. You have to be a little bit more careful with the tape, because once it sort of goes down, it's pretty down. There's not as much wiggle room. It makes it so much thicker, and you'll see. Can you see there? It's in my fingers. It bends slightly, whereas the O with all the white O's, there's 3 layers in there, and it's solid. So it's another way of getting around not having to worry about foam tape, if you so wish. Die cut it. Use some scraps. Get rid of them. I'm trying to figure out here which ones I want. So we've got this W+9, and then there's paper rose. I do go for the paper rose. It's because of the sentiments. I was just sort of wanted... I don't know. I've been thinking about you is just sort of stood out to me. So we're going to use that. We don't need any masking magic. Came out with my Misty. Again, another piece of scrap. This is actually, I had a whole heap of this size scrap, and that's what I used to die cut my hello. Make sure it's all straight. We're going to use some First and Fine and some clear embossing powder. Use our anti-static pad just to make sure that we try to limit our static, but this is why I use black VersaFine and clear embossing powder rather than black. I just started using it and I've gotten into the habit, and that's all there is to it. But if you get any stray flicks of clear embossing powder on the black, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's easy enough to brush off with a dry brush, but it does not matter. We're just going to trim him down a little bit, and next thing you know, I'm going to add a little bit of a handle. You can do this a couple of different ways, because you can actually, with a wider piece of cardstock, you could actually make sort of see exactly where you want to do it. Or I just used a handle like this. I saw someone do it, and I'm sorry, can't remember. I did try and have a look. I have a funny feeling it's Kathy Ziltsky, but I don't know. I don't know whether it was Jennifer Maguire or Kathy Ziltsky. Anyway, they had the cardstock on the top placed exactly where you want it. But I'm just going to do a little handle on the bottom. I'm going to use a T-ruler just to make sure our letter's all straight, because it's pretty easy to do with most of them having that flat bottom. And I'm going to use some multi-matte medium. I've pretty much used a multi-matte medium for all my lettering in this card, because it just provides that finer nozzle. This card is again for Leslie from Little Bits in Keysborough. Her information will be down below. There'll be a link also over to my blog, so you'll see some close-up photos of the card, and everything that I've used will be all listed there. So feel free to jump over there. If this is the first time you've found my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. I will be very honored. If you like this video, and I'll come back to that in a minute. What I'm here again with some more cardstock. I've cut it in half. I've trimmed off a little bit, and I've cut like 2 or 3. I think it was 3. I've trimmed off a couple of pieces just to make them even. Don't tear it. Use your scissors. Don't be lazy like I am. Just trim that down. And we're going to use some cardstock just to raise it up. My strips of foam mount I find very, very narrow, which is great for shaker cards and that sort of thing. But I laid up my hello, so we figured let's go the whole hog. So if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be really amazing. If you click on the little bell, you can pick whether you want to be notified for all my videos when I upload. I upload twice a week, or just some of them. So you can personalize that now. And that just sort of helps me. If you like this video, it helps me just to YouTube sort of to grow, because I'm only very, very little. But above all else, I'm just hoping that you like my video. We've got some Copic multi-liner pens. I'm just figuring out there which one I wanted to use. I do use a 0.3, because there's 0.03, there's 0.1, there's point, and I'm just doodling. I'm going to bring in some rainbow drops. I actually go to use other ones, and I went, no, let's get rid of these different ones. So the ones that I have 2 sorts. I have ones that are smooth domed, and I have other ones that are more like a diamond shape, be honest. And if you put the top of the so-called diamond in brackets on the base of the card, you end up with a little pointy diamond that just gives it a lot of little texture. The only difference is that, wait for this. That's where I just changed my mind. Wait for it. And yeah, I just sent it everywhere. Magic of editing. All that's cleaned up. With these diamond things, the Marvy jewel picker is not that great in picking it up. And honestly, I've actually just bought another one, which you'll see me in later videos, because between you, me, and I don't know, there's 335 subscribers on my channel. At this point in time, I destroyed it. I went to pick something that I thought was a bit of glue, and yeah, but what are you going to do? So I thought I would give another tool a try, and let's just see which one's going to be the best, basically. So we shall see. I've still got the little Marvy pickup tool. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for checking in. Bye.